Conversation would be John Gomez's Woman's Strike. Here, John?
Wait, I don't
Just
think.
wait.
Yeah, he's here.
There he is.
Oh, okay.
Yes, come on. Let's start. Uh, my play, the women's strike. I want to tell you, my play is about. It's about the story of. Just wait. I'm finding the script again because the synopsis was there. Here it is. Hello everyone. I'm John Clarence Gomez. I'm the author of my short play Women Strikes, and that play is about in the state of West Virginia, USA. There's an evil capitalist rich male named Petro Maximo Yankovich, who own a chocolate factory named Purgal Chocolate Corporation, who are the majority of their employees are female, which is 90%, and the male was only 10%, which is the male are just the minority. But Petro treats the majority, who are the female, and gave them low salary, which is just $5 per hour due to his new policy. And he raised the salary of male to 10 hours. So the female employees, led by Natalia K. Stevenson, who is a feminist socialist, she led a union called United Female Workers of Purgal Chocolate Corporation to do a strike, and the strike that was just short in just 2 days. The strike becomes successful because their bosses becomes concerned, and their boss Petro makes their salary equal, and from $5 to $10 per hour, the same salary for the female. So that's the end. So Petro gave them equal salaries, which is $10 per hour after they do the 2-day strike, which is peacefully. That's what about it. That play is about patriarchy and capitalism. That's about what's the play about, the evils of patriarchy and capitalism. And my play also promotes women's empowerment and socialist feminism, because it promotes about the power of women, that they strike just to get an equal pay. In just 2 days, their boss listened and they gave them equal pay, which is $10 per hour. That's about it. It's about gender equality, equal pay, and the evils of capitalism and patriarchy. That's what about it.
Okay, I think Robert has a question for you.
Well, is this an historical event that you're writing the play about?
No, it is based on a fictional story based on my mind. Because,
Okay.
I'm a fiction lover, I love to make fiction.
I was just wondering if it was, what year it was, but since it's just in your mind, never mind. Never mind. Well, that's okay.
Yes. There's no year for that because I forgot the. But that strike is just about modern, based on this year 2025.
I liked it. I liked the agitprop nature of it, and it reminded me of things like The Revolt of the Beavers, which was a children's play done by the Works Progress Administration back in the 1930s, that brought down basically the Works Project Administration. But I thought it could be well done in like the style of like Bread and Puppet Theater. If you've ever seen any of their work, they do like puppets and like backdrops and very direct sort of agitprop kind of theater. That's sort of how I envisioned it being realized.
Yes, that's what it is about. And my play is about can be called Agitprop 2. Yes, because it is based on social issues and economics issues that happening to our in the world today.
Also, the San Francisco Mime Troupe would be a great sort of comparison, a comp kind of theater style.
Yes.
I was wondering if you thought about, in order to introduce the incident. Oh, there's Barbara.
Oh, look who's here.
Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi,
Barbara.
But
Hello.
for your story, would it make sense for a guy who owns a factory to just make this outward announcement that, hey, I'm paying the men 10 and the women 5? Or would it, do you think it would have been a more dramatic way of approaching it if the women discovered that without the boss telling them this is happening? If they discovered it just maybe in dialogue with a male worker?
Because my play is really about a socialist feminist, and many socialist feminists are pushing for this kind of things like equal pay. They are pushing for that things. So the only people will get angry to that on my play. It will affect and will make angry to those male owners who had an misogynistic views towards women and doesn't respect women, and many capitalist corporation that discriminates women, that they will these people will be angry to my play, because my play is about women's empowerment and empowering women and advocating for equal pay. Because for me, any people in the world deserves equal pay regardless of gender and race.
I guess because I'm speaking from it from a more dramatic point of view, or a storytelling point of view. I know that in this country, women discovered that they were being underpaid. They weren't told they were being underpaid. They discovered it. And that kind of initiated their anger, because not only were they being underpaid, it was being done in secret. They weren't being told.
Lily Ledbetter Act. That's Lily Ledbetter found out and sued the government and her company.
I'm just making it as a suggestion as how you would present this ideal. And for me, I would think the owner of this chocolate factory wouldn't be dumb enough to make an announcement to everybody and say, hey, we're raising the men's salary to 10 and the women are getting 5. I just don't think a guy running a factory would do that.
Because in my play, Petro Maximo has an right-wing masculinist views.
Right.
That's on my play. Yes, I add it on the line, that because in the last line, Petro said when he was saying sorry to her female employee, he said, "I am sorry for my mistake, for my masculinist views, because the owner has a very bias to the male. He has a kind of views. That's the reason why he made that kind of announcement. It means it has a reason in my play. So my play can become a realistic too, because it has a reason, even it is fictional."
Okay.
I think that basically John's play is stylized. You know, it's not so much like a real drama, but it's like the ideas are being so in that context of being a stylized presentation of a propagandistic idea thing. It's like what Tim would say. The puppet comes out and proclaims, "I am the man who is oppressing you," and something like that. So That's what I got.
Yes, it is more common to agitprop, and there are many agitprop chatter in the world. Yes, that promotes many left-wing political views because my political views is left. I am progressive and left wing.
Okay.
Yes.
So I guess we shall move on to Rex McGregor. Complicit.
Complicit-ish.
Complicit-ish.
You know the word complicit, Stephen?
Okay. Yes.
So it's not quite complicit, it's complicit-ish.
I love the title, I gotta tell you.
Yes.
Did this come from another prompt, or was this another one of your original ideas? Did it come from a prompt for another festival?
I'm just trying to think, where did this come from?
I had that same issue.
Yeah, no, it's relatively recently written, but no, it wasn't a prompt. It was just an idea of what happens if somebody is put in a difficult situation where you have to perhaps let someone die to your advantage.
Mm.
And we did, of course, have some technical difficulties through our rehearsal. Zev was on screen, but when we started to do a final run through, her camera seemed to keep going off. So we tried several times, didn't we, Robert? But it just didn't come on in the end. So let's just have the view of Robert Chambers. Focus on him and his reactions, and Zev as a voiceover. So Robert is quite an expressive actor, so I found it quite enjoyable to just watch that and hear Zev as a voice. It wasn't intentional, but it's one way of presenting a work.
You know, I thought it was intentional. It worked very well for the play. It was good to me, actually. I thought she was supposed to be off camera.
Yeah. I can't remember what happened right at the beginning, Stephen, but maybe if you can finesse that so that if there are any images of Zev, just maybe cut them out if you can. I don't know. I think she did flash on screen once or twice.
I noticed as the performance was beginning, she flickered on maybe twice.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was gone. And I wasn't sure. I was thinking about maybe I should interrupt and, stop them and let them know that Zev's, because at first I thought it was a setting of mine. Maybe I didn't have it on gallery view or something like that, but I checked and yeah.
No, but just maybe with your editing skills, maybe you can finesse it so that we don't see her at all.
Oh yeah, that I can definitely do.
Yeah, I think that's as much as we can do with the circumstances we have. Yeah.
And I guess she was okay with it, but she didn't know that she was off camera.
Well, I don't think she did during the reading. No,
she was going from a phone, I believe, and so there wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I think it's when you read the script. It's when some people read the script, they can't see themselves.
Yeah.
They're looking at the script. I mean, I often do that myself. But I'm not sure. She wasn't touching the stop video, but it just kept going off.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoy the ending where I thought Zev was fighting to try to be the honest cop. And then when she finds out, she lets him die for that reason to save her kid. That was very interesting. Very nice little switch.
Yeah, what would you do? It's one of those plays.
Yes, I like those.
I thought Robert did a great job of bringing your words to life. Really,
yes,
I agree.
Yes,
it's so important, and just really appreciated that it really came across.
such a nice SOB.
Charming villain.
Yeah, charming villain.
Who never admits he's guilty.
Right.
No, of course not. Well done.
So now we go to the nose. Is Neil back on? Do I still have his video shut off or?
I think he left. I think
Okay. All right.
This was so funny.
in Zoom hell.
Yes.
I was laughing. You couldn't hear me, but I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is very funny. I agree.
Yes.
It was from a prompt. So
What's the problem?
What was the
the
prompt?
prompt, all it said about, something like around a Pinocchio type theme, but for a politician that lies.
Oh.
So it was
Oh,
quite
yeah.
easy to write this, and it was fun.
How did
So
you
you mean
envision-
a politician whose lips are moving, right?
How did you envision the nose and the therapist working out? Like, what do you see? Is it like just a nose or like?
Well, this is what the wonderful thing about working with actors. I wasn't even thinking about that. But the actress, Mary, said, "Oh, Gordon, you've got to go to a Halloween store and get a nose." And then and then even during the rehearsal, we figured out putting the tissue over it because we didn't have a mask. So it sort of, you don't really realize that it's a nose, and then he whips that off. So anyway, it was
Yeah,
great.
very well done. Very funny.
It's nice to,
Again-
I always write these heavy things. It's so nice to write something funny.
Funny. Yeah.
I've been really focusing on that recently. So
Well, even the heavy stuff could have some humor in it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Are you thinking?
So I thought it was a really good satire.
Yes.
And very, very topical and current.
Yeah. But really, I think it should stay at the 10 minutes. I don't think it can go much longer. I don't know.
No, you had just enough nose jokes in there.
Right.
Just enough like, okay, we get it. That's good. Funny, okay.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with a Russian short story by Gogol called The Nose.
Oh,
Oh,
not familiar
I'll put a
with.
link. I'll put a link in the chat. I
Oh,
think it was
okay.
it was made into an opera. Let me just check.
Is it a similar story?
Yeah, Shostakovich did it as the nose leaves the face and takes on a life of his own.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
Oh my God, that's
Oh
hilarious.
my God, they're gonna sue me. Oh my God.
No, you're quite safe. Gogol, I'm sure, is out of copyright, but you'd be fine
Yeah.
anyway.
Domain, yes.
So there's a link in the chat if you want to just follow that up.
Okay.
Just a similar
Thanks.
theme. I mean, I'm not saying that you've ripped anybody off at all.
No,
It's
I
just it's just a similar treatment.
Thank you.
Okay, there it is. I was looking for save chat. Finally found it. All right. Should we move on to the light and the gloom?
Sure.
Sure.
Did that work out okay?
Yeah, it worked out. Thank you to Elizabeth for reading with me. She did a great job. Our director and writer couldn't get on Zoom. She was having technical issues, she wrote me. So she told us to continue without her. I love the play. I think the message is good, and I thought it was cool the way she did it via zombies. So there you are.
Mhm, mhm.
But Moldy Millie doesn't really make a change in the end, does she?
She does not, no. She's totally clueless and incapable of doing that, no matter how much Vaughn is telling her, to make change.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not able to change, no.
I thought it was intriguing to cast a zombie as a symbol of consumerism and materialism. That's really, really clever, I thought.
Yes, me too, actually. As the actor in the play, I thought so too, yes.
Well done by both.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Enjoyed reading with Trisha
Oh,
And
thank you. I
reading.
enjoyed
and
you too.
and reading Maggie's work.
Yeah, I always love reading Maggie's work, so
Yeah.
this was good. Yeah. I also like that Vaughn is very clearly has a message, and the other one just doesn't hear anything that she's being told. She's just like, whatever, I want my brains, you know. Stop talking to me, give me my brains, you know.
Get me some brains. Oh,
Yeah.
Usually Maggie's able to convert the person by the end of the story or change the person. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
an
liked that this was a little different.
yeah, an interesting ending, for this one.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Because if they're undead, they've already died once, so they
Yeah.
must know what that process is like, right?
Right.
Did you see a light at the end of the tunnel when you died?
you've never heard of resurrection?
Zombies.
So was Elizabeth's character supposed to be a zombie that had found the light?
She was, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. She found the light and the other one didn't, which
Right,
me
exactly.
better than, oh, you converted her. Good. Okay.
All right. Okay.
You know, one went to the light.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
We all can't change, I guess.
Interesting. Is she going to add this to her Halloween portfolio?
Oh, I'm thinking maybe I'll let her
Oh.
know to do that.
Yeah. Any other remarks on Maggie's piece?
Seasonally appropriate.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, I'm going to ask Barbara to join us. She can put her video on and turn on your mic. Hey, Barbara.
Hi.
I'm glad you did make it. I'm sorry you didn't get to see the performance, but it's recorded and it will be on YouTube.
Okay.
So I want everybody to know this is, and if I pronounce your name wrong, let me know. Barbara Berggren. She has written a book. Witness for my father.
Oh.
So it's a story about her father and his time during the Holocaust. And what happens afterwards as he comes to the United States and raises a family and reunites with people that he met during the Holocaust who helped him get through everything that he had gone through. So Barbara asked me to adapt her book for a screenplay. And these were what we heard today are the first 7 pages of the book. And after reading her book, there were at least 3 places in there where I wanted to start the screenplay from. And I chose a place that's practically past the middle of her book. And interestingly enough, she told me when she first wrote her first draft, that's where she started her story.
Oh.
So I was kind of really excited that I had picked something that was originally in her mind also.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, wow. I thought it was great.
And so my main reason for presenting it here was to find out if this was the right place to start, if it is a good beginning, that it kind of catch your interest and you want to know more.
Yeah, I think so, because you got such a dramatic start. The guy, and then the daughter, and then this other voice comes out, and then you be like, oh, that's what it's about. He wants to, makes you want to see the rest of it. How does it turn out? Does he meet him and so forth? I think it's a very good starting point because you get the attention right away.
I agree. I thought it was very clever the way it was written, and it was very clear as to what was happening, which I liked. I didn't have to guess anything. I knew.
Good.
Yeah, I think excellent. And the scene that you wrote, Stephen, excellent springboard, because you want to know what is this? Oh my gosh, I want to hear more. I want to hear the whole story.
Right, for sure.
And the interesting thing about that is probably when Barbara was doing this phone call, she was thinking the same thing, because everything she was hearing for the very first time.
Right.
And so there had been all this time that had passed that her father didn't give her any of that information. And now she's hearing it for the first time. And she's like, who is this guy? Just as curious. So that's kind of why I liked it starting there.
No, I thought that was good.
I'm going to put a link in the chat. It's for a screenwriting group that I belong to that's on Zoom. And you might want to bring the idea to them, or maybe start a couple pages of a screenplay just to get the feel, or just listen, because I've really learned a lot, because it's so different from writing plays and novels. It's just a totally different world. So anyway, so that's going to be in the chat room.
Yeah.
And just
Oh, there it is. I see it. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
And do they operate their group similar to the way this one is operated?
yeah, so what they do is you bring 10 or 15 pages of a screenplay, and then the facilitator assigns the different people in the group to read the different parts.
Oh, okay.
And we read those pages, and then we have about 20 minutes of discussion about what works and what doesn't work. So they do about 4 of them. It's 2.5 hours. And so you only get to read, every other Tuesday, or, they meet every Tuesday night, 6 to 8:30. So
Every Tuesday?
every Tuesday, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, first of all, can I just say a couple of things here?
Sure.
First of all, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I am sorry for my technical difficulties, and very sorry. But I was trying to do something unusual for me, because I had I had to be at my grandson's big game of the year. So I apologize. But I'm very intrigued. It's just great to watch. I will watch it on YouTube. And, the story that Steve and I have talked, Stephen, and it's a story once we get further on, which catches actually it ran on Wall Street Journal. There was an article in there. And it caught the attention of many readers and viewers because of the theme of kindness. So that's just a little bit to whet your appetite. And so I just want to tell you I appreciate it, and I'm going to continue to try to zoom in when I can and when you'll let me.
Sure.
But if you have any questions too, here.
I wish you had seen Henry's performance. I was wondering if how would you have compared Henry's performance to your father in the way he spoke?
I saw Henry a little bit, because when I did check into the Zoom, he was just finishing rehearsing.
Oh, okay.
And you had the script issue. So I did at least meet him briefly.
Okay.
So once I go to YouTube, I can share a little bit more with you and, watch it.
Yeah, as soon as I get it edited, I'll send a link to you.
That'd be great. And I appreciate that. Unusual night, unusual time, but, and very, very well done, by the way. I did catch parts of the other play before I was kicked out.
Okay. The second I kicked her out, I said, I wonder if that's Barbara.
Well, because I don't usually do it on the phone. Yeah. So what are you going to do? But you were having everybody has difficulties with this, right?
Yeah.
Right? But, so I appreciate it. And I just want to thank you, and Steve too, for working with me on it.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Now, I didn't get from reading the script at first that he was a Holocaust survivor. I was thinking a fellow war hero or something in the war. But now with Henry's performance, realizing, oh, that's why he was. And so are you going to be, would you be putting that in scene 2 or something?
I am still working out how I can transition through her book and what things to focus on and get to those points. But definitely because when her father meets this Lieutenant Withers, Withers basically risked his career as a black soldier in the army to help.
Oh, wow.
Who just came out of was it Auschwitz or was it one of the other?
He was in Auschwitz, but he was liberated from Dachau. And he met,
Wow.
as it evolves, you'll see Steve would incorporate.
Wow.
That,
wow.
And see, and that's one of the moments I will want to focus on, because when her father was liberated from Dachau, they kept him in the camp for a while, and they gave them new clothing, which he bundled up and put under his bed where he was sleeping. And when he got up the next morning, someone had stolen his clothes. And he said, after all of this, after everything that we've been through, someone in this camp has stolen my clothes.
Wow.
And he actually runs away from the camp. He leaves before he's supposed to get out. But it was like, no, that was it. That was the final draw.
That's the last straw, huh?
Yeah.
And
that would make it even. I mean, that's a big wow moment to me.
Yeah.
Victim. Yeah. And then this happens to him on top of that.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it'd make a very good movie. Oh, even
I do too, actually. Yeah.
I was just going to say, when we were talking before about the mystery of it all to Barbara and it being the beginning, that I felt there could have been a bit more suggestion, so we know that it's something about the Holocaust and just some dramatic moment or something. But maybe just to say the word Dachau would just bolster it again in terms of, oh my God, it's going to be about the Holocaust. Which and I also felt that Barbara in the play perhaps should have been kind of want to know more, and he just wanted to tell her at that moment, perhaps. But just to it needed a few more pointers to the wild story it's going to be, and the fact that he had never mentioned it to her, which also I think is a very good point to make at that point, that it was so such an important part of his life that he didn't want to talk about, or I guess, or mention. I don't know the real Barbara where that came from, that he didn't want to talk about, or that you didn't know about it.
Yeah, and that's part of the way the story unfolds, because from that point forward, I'm a grown woman, I've grown children, and I suddenly find out. So I knew something about the camps, and it's what the former lieutenant and his family, when we reunite, what comes out of that answers all your questions.
Oh, okay.
So the phone call was truly, I didn't know, even from the phone call, what else was transpiring. And then that's why I said to him, what really happened. And when I found out who the lieutenant was, and it was a year after his liberation. And basically the log line really for the book is that this segregated African-American group, troop, as Steve said, took a risk, but also they not only nurtured him, they emotionally and physically, he was 90 pounds and age 16 and orphaned. So that all develops, and it did start with that one phone call. And from that point forward in the future, the book actually takes you through his history and then jumps. But originally it was supposed to be the phone call because chronologically, that's how I found out about the rest of
Oh,
it.
wow.
So do you remember between you and your father, was there any conversation about this before you meet the Withers family?
Yes, after that phone call, I needed to know. I didn't even know they were African American. That's why you don't hear that on the phone call either. I just knew that when my father said he put me back on my feet. In the book, I actually say, I'm thinking, I knew from that moment, this is part of his Holocaust history. But that was a thought I had, which could be obviously incorporated.
But he didn't open up to you and started talking to you about it until after you get together with the Withers family?
No. That night, even when we hung up the phone, that's when I learned the beginning and what they did for him. And it answered a lot of questions like, how did my father was not a bitter man. He was a very kind man. This was part of his rehabilitation. That took
I
him
gotcha,
in
yeah.
as a family, and that I was about to meet them. So.
But you didn't, in the book, you didn't put much more in after the phone call because you wanted that to be the story in the book.
Yeah, the only thing, the last line in that first chapter that Steve shared was.
But the book, in her book, she starts with her father being interviewed by a writer from Wall Street Journal. So in her book, you're getting a lot of that upfront information. And by the time you get to the phone call, you already understand what the phone call's about.
All right.
But I made a switch there.
And of course we had to change stuff at that point.
But originally you wrote it that way around anyway, Barbara. But so did you again not put a huge amount of detail? I mean, not so much after the phone call, because you wanted then it to develop over the book.
To show over the book. Yes, the beginning starts with the interview, as Steve said, with the Wall Street Journal writer. So we open up, but it opens up so we can go into a flashback of his life.
Oh.
And
but originally.
And then So you go historical, and then there's a jump in the book into the future.
Right. But originally, Stephen said you were thinking of starting where he started, or you did.
Yes, it's a chronological thing. It was, and so some of it then changed, of course, it was actually the last week of editing. My editor and I we needed to change something, and that made it work. It was my idea to have the interview and the flashback, which is a huge part of it. It's kind of like, it's in 5 parts, and that part one was critical, and you will go into his life, you will feel it, and depending on how Steve then now incorporates that.
There's some very descriptive, horrific scenes that take place in his life. So, and some of them are worse than I've seen on any other movie about the Holocaust. So, I'm figuring out how. to deal with that. And so a lot from my perspective on the script is we're going to get to a point when she gets to meet the Withers families with her father, and they begin to talk about what had happened. Then I'm going to go into a flashback of his life, but I might start. I'm trying to figure out whether to start that from the conversation she has with her family, or to start it from when the Wall Street Journal comes for the interview, and then do the flashbacks from.
I was going to say that in my group they tell you to avoid flashbacks for some reason. I know that most screenplays and television have them, so.
That's fine. Interesting. I think this would work with.
But sometimes you have to.
Very
way
well,
around
actually.
it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something because I have to go soon. I really appreciated that all the plays today were less than 10 minutes. I thought that was great because in the past sometimes they've gone over, and I really think that really also helps the enjoyment factor and it helps us being able to discuss the plays afterwards.
Yeah. And I just want to say that I think for this story, it has to be done in a flashback, or else you're just having people talking and describing what happened.
Yeah.
I agree with you,
We
Stephen.
want to show what happened.
I think
Exactly.
a flashback would work very well in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to go too because my dog's got to go out.
Okay.
Anyway,
Noise.
this was great.
But great job, everybody.
Yeah.
Great job, you
job.
guys.
See you
I will
in-
see y'all
you
in
next
December.
time.
My
Bye.
play
See you
opens
next
next month, so I
Bye.
won't be here. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good for you. Okay, take care, you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see
take
you
it.
next time.
Great
you.
work today. Loved it.
Yeah.
November 23rd?
Stephen?
Yeah, see you November 23rd.
November 23rd, the next one you mean?
I think so. That's before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good to see you again, Henry.
Bye.
Bye.